Get strong.
Hi there again, YouTube, but most importantly, hi there to a subscriber. I'm just reading off of my other phone here. Hi there, Catweir James. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This is in relation to the whole Surface Go tablet, the Microsoft Surface Go 3, running Linux in part 5. It says, thanks to the whole 5 parts, essentially there aren't any Surface Go 3 Linux walkthroughs and post-mortem troubleshoots out there anywhere. Thank you. 32 minutes, well, no, not 32 minutes, it was actually 8 minutes after, I said, you are welcome and I have much more to do on this very subject, and hopefully you will subscribe and follow this channel for more other niche projects and other things. Now, Catweir James then, roughly about 10 minutes after, follows through with another comment of any prospects to try out other distros, like say Ubuntu? Thanks. And for which I've then replied several minutes after, I might have a pop at Ubuntu on this later because, as I said, there's a whole ton of support out there for this operating system. Maybe somebody out there has already created a fork for the Surface tablet. And I proceeded to ask Catweir James if he'd tried out Ubuntu on it, for which was received not yet, only trying it out in live mode, but it's the connectivity drivers, especially for advanced LTE, that I fear will misbehave. Also, I wonder what your situation for cover closure to sleep or hibernate would be. Now that's interesting. It's interesting because the version that I have of the Surface Tablet 3 is not LTE. It doesn't take a SIM card as far as I know. So I can't really speculate on how that's going to come out. But for the type cover closure, I certainly can. Let's dive over on the workbench and take a quick look at that. And there's also something else that I found. So let's go and have a look. Okay, we're back over on the workbench for the second time today on this one. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Okay, so just spacebar to bring up my login screen. And again, I have a tripod between my legs. You're welcome to try this if you really want, but believe you me, it is awkward. So try to bear with me, and sorry about the screen reflection. There's not a great deal I can do about that. Moving on, once we log in, okay, now there was this whole putty thing that I wanted to actually touch upon. When I tried to open it, I was thrown with this particular error. So let's have a quick look. Okay, and upon trying to execute the program, well, it wasn't doing anything. It turns out that just by chance, I stumbled across the reason why, and it's to do with the screen resolution. Now, putty still isn't working yet, but let's have a look at this whole screen resolution thing, and I'll show you what I mean. So up in the top right hand side of the screen there, where my mouse cursor is, we click on this and hit the cogwheel again, which brings up our menu on the left hand side. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually look for our display parameters, which is already highlighted here. So we'll click that, and we'll set it to 100% and hit apply. And we're going to say keep changes on that. Now I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit more so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Well, I'll have to zoom in and out periodically. I do apologise for that, but unfortunately, again, because of how reflective the screen is, yeah, there's not much that can be done. Okay, so now that we've reduced it, expanded it, whichever way round you want to call it, now we can go ahead and hit our terminal, type in PuTTY again, and now we can actually see what it's doing. Now if we try to SSH, we can't, but that's because we haven't defined our hostname or IP address, which we can now do. But moreover, if we want to hit serial, then hit open, now it works. That's incredible. Right, so it turns out it's the screen resolution that was stopping me from accessing that menu. Now, unfortunately, PuTTY still isn't actually working on here. I know because I've already tried it on my network cabinet, and as we see, there is actually an error that's still there. So you can see that. Now, what Catweir James was asking about was Power Solutions, specifically with regards to the removable keyboard. At least that's what I think that Catweir James was on about. Now this is interesting because it does work on Kali Linux, which is Debian, and it might very well work on Ubuntu as well. Now what happens here is when I bring the keyboard up to close it, we leave it for a second or so, and then open it again. As you see, it's hibernated. So that appears to be working. Press the space bar, and we have our login screen again. So at least that magnetic closure appears to work. At least it does on Kali Linux anywho. So that was just a quick response video and just a quick thing in relation to Catweir James. And I will be doing something with Ubuntu on this in the very, very near future, as and when. But for now, I think that pretty much covers it. That at least in terms of Debian, hopefully I've answered that particular question about that. It could be due to your screen resolution, something that you might want to look at. I'll show you that one more time, if I can. On Kali Linux, it's top right hand side. Go ahead and click that, and you're looking for that cogwheel button. Hit that and go down to displays, open that and change it from 200% down to 100%. And the resolution, this is what I have it set at. Let's see if we can show you that. Looks like 1920 by 1280, 3x2, with a refresh rate of 60 Hz. That appears about optimum for this device. So hopefully, as well, that might resolve some of your issues out there, guys. And for Catweir James, as we said, this whole keyboard closure, that appears to be working here. maybe this is something that you was asking, but I need more clarity on that one. Further citations are needed as to ascertain that is what you are indeed on about. But as always, that's about it for now. Please like, comment and share, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.